Hi everyone, welcome to episode 59 of Lina Knits podcast, my podcast about knitting. And I'm Lina and I'm coming to you from my home in Helsinki, Finland. This episode I have an FO, finally, actually two, and some other knitting I've been working on to share with you, and a tiny bit of stash acquisition. Let's start with the FO. Ta-da! It's done. This is my Magnolia sweater by Camilla Vad, and it is finally done, blocked, and it's perfect. When I tried it on pre-blocking, I was a bit worried about the sleeves being just a tiny bit too short, but with blocking, and they grew in length, I guess, while the lace opened up, and the whole sweater just smoothed out, and it feels dreamy. Today is a bit of a colder day, which is why I'm wearing my cardigan. This is, by the way, Morganite from one of the pom-pom issues. I cannot remember the designer off the top of my head, and I knitted out of Onyx, the Onyx colorway in the Madeline Tosh DK in the Onyx colorway. Yeah, just a side, but it's still, this is a really warm sweater, so it'll wait for fall. I really enjoyed. I think it'll look great with jeans or skirts as well, longer skirts, I'd say. And yeah, so this uses a fingering weight wool yarn and a lace weight mohair yarn throughout. I don't have the tags for the yarns that I used anymore, but my fingering weight yarn was Hayton Eden Cottage Yarns Hayton 4-ply in the steel colorway, if I'm not lying, and then my mohair, silk mohair lace was Spice Queen. I always say that wrong, Skein Queen, and it didn't have a colorway. It was a purchase from the EYF festival, or the Edinburgh Yarn Festival I went to in March. So I finally got this done and really happy with it. I will probably be wearing it sometime in the autumn in these podcast episodes, so you'll see it maybe more. But yeah, and then the other FO is a crochet one. Some episodes ago I shared that I'd started a scrap crochet project using my heavier weight scraps or the fingering weight scraps held triple. So, and this is what it is. So I just started, when I showed it, I just done a bit of it, and for some reason this really felt like something I wanted to work on. So this is the fabric held double. So it goes from here, and I continued to crochet, then folded it over and crocheted around the edges to close it up. And this is a seat cushion, in case you're wondering, or a seat cover. It's quite thick, so it'll add some cushioning as well, but the main thing was to give it some warmth. The idea was, because I like to, now that I work from home, I like to have my afternoon teas outside. Even if the weather is not super nice. So I just wanted something nice to sit on, but I actually really like this. I like how it looks and how it feels, and so I'm gonna use these even now during summer in our chairs that are on our patio, so while we're having dinner outside. So I'm gonna do more of these. So this is number 1, and number 2 is just begun. So this is what it looks like. So I'm using all sorts of scraps. I don't know if you can see inside my bag, but I have some really heavy scraps that will be used single, thinner scraps that will use double or triple depending on so that I get a similar weight. I think it's Aran/worsted weight that I'm aiming for. I have maybe about 80 stitches on this, and I just do, I don't know what these are called, but if you know crochet you'll maybe be able to read it from here. So just very, very basic crochet, and I've really been enjoying that. I'm using up my scraps and getting something useful out of them. So yeah, don't know if I'll be able to keep up the same pace with the second one, but one is done and it'll be used. Then, so those were my FOs slash a new whip. Then I've been working on my linen top, and this is almost done. I'll probably get it done tonight. I was holding it upside down. Yeah. So this is the Xenon top by Andy Sutherland, and I'm doing a version that has only partial lace down the back, so you could do one with the lace all the way down. And yeah, so this is knit with 100% linen weight yarn. I'm at the bottom rib. I just need to do a couple more rounds of the rib and then finish the neckline. So pick up the stitches and knit it so that it looks neat. And I have added my own design feature, a slight twist there. It was an accident, but it'll look nice. So I'll need to be careful when picking up stitches from there so that it continues to look good. I'm knitting the smallest size in the pattern, and I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles, so my linen knitting gauge is definitely slightly unusual. So this is really quite wide, but I'm hoping that once I'm finished with it and I'm blocking it, the pattern actually instructs you to wash this in the washing machine for a couple of times to get the yarn to soften up, and then pinning it and blocking it. I might be brave enough to try that, but the intention is that whenever I block it and however I block it, I'm gonna significantly pull it down so that it lengthens and sort of becomes less wide. There's definitely a lot of room in the lace for it to stretch. Yeah, so the linen yarn that I'm using is BC Garn's Lino, which has, where is it, 50 grams, has 150 meters, so it's sport weight yarn, and I believe it's similar to Quince & Co's Sparrow in the weight department, I mean. I've never knit with Quince & Co Sparrow, and people tell me it's a dream to knit with compared to other linen yarns. I've tried to soften mine by washing, sort of pre-washing it, skeins and balling it up, so doing a lot of handling. I don't know if you can see, but the linen yarn is really dusty, is probably not the right word, but it's shedding still, despite that handling. But yes, so looking forward to finishing it, and this is like an experiment. This is the first time I've knit with linen, 100% linen, so this is an experiment. It turns out that this top is not wearable. Hopefully I learned something for the future. And yeah, so the needle that I'm using is 2.5 millimeter zing, and it has 100 centimeters circumference, so that should also tell you that it is quite wide. But really happy with the progress I've made, and I actually quite enjoy knitting linen. I just hope that it's something that I can wear. It seems I'm speeding through all of the things I had to share with you, so this will probably be quite a short episode. Okay, so then I've started a new design, and I don't always share my designs before they're finished, but now I wanted to, because there's a lesson to be learned here as well. So I had, I had these two skeins of, well, they're not full anymore, of Tuku wool sock, and aren't they just dreamy, the colors? I think this is called Ujo and this is called Duni. I should look them up. But I bought these a couple of years ago, I think, and I really love the colors, both of them individually and together. The only thing I didn't realize to check is that they don't have enough contrast in them. So these would look great striped, so on top of each other, but when working on them together, see, this is one test that you can do. Twist the yarns together. If it looks like they blend, like these two, then they don't have enough contrast. Another one is to take a photograph of your yarn and turn it into a black and white photo. If they look the same shade, like same shade of gray in that black and white photo, then they don't have enough contrast. The last test is then to start doing your color work. They don't have enough contrast, and this is the point where I realized it. I didn't do any of the other tests because I just wanted to knit with these. Well, these are the only Tuku wool sock skeins that I had, and I wanted to create socks for myself. I wanted colorwork socks, so that's what I went with. It's fine. The colors, it looks pretty because the colors are pretty, but you can't really see the design or the color work in it. So what's going to happen is these are just going to be for me to wear. I've used this to write out the pattern, and I'm sending it to my tech editor, and it should be available for test knitting in the next couple of weeks, I think. I'm going to purchase two other colors of Tuku wool sock and knit like a sample for the pattern, because you need to have samples. You need to have a sample that you can photograph, and this, if I photograph this, no one will be able to tell what the what it is, what it has. It has a flower motif. So anyway, so I'm knitting another sample where the contrast is significantly better. This is, I'm calling it pressed flowers. But yeah, Tuku wool sock is a sport weight yarn, and it comes in 50 gram skeins. So I had one of each, and this uses quite a lot of the main color. So for the actual pair, I'll need 2 skeins of the main color and 1 of the contrast color. But for these to use up these 2 skeins completely, I just reversed the colors on the second sock, which I am now knitting on. I actually think the motif is a bit, you can see it a bit better here, but this isn't blocked, so it looks all wonky. Right, so I've done the heel turn, and I'll do the gusset decreases and then continue on the fit. These were super quick to knit. I think I did this in 2 evenings. and I really enjoy knitting with Toku wool sock. It's woolly, but it's soft, but not like merino cloud soft, but it's soft. It's not scratchy, at least for sock wear. I don't know, maybe if I wanted to knit a scarf, I don't know, but I'd say it's soft, definitely soft. It feels really good to knit with, and it just flows off my needles. So yeah, now it's Tuesday, July the 3rd, and this Friday, let me just check, the 6th, July 6th, from July 6th to July 8th, I will be in Jyväskylä for the Jyväskylä Knit Fest, and it's organized by the yarn shop 32, pretty much, and where the owner of the yarn shop 32 is organizing the festival, and she's also the owner of Toku Wool, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find what I need for another pair of pressed flower socks this weekend in Jyväskylä. I'll be vlogging my trip there this year as well, so look for that next week. I'm actually going to take 1 week off from work after the festival, but I might be able to get the vlog up anyway. We'll be traveling with my family, and I will be traveling locally here in Finland, going to see some sites that we've either never seen but heard of often, or that we've been to as kids, me and my partner. So it'll be fun. But yeah, might mean that the vlog won't be up until 1 week after the festival. Anyways, yes, so that was my other whip. I've been pretty sort of monogamous with my knitting. I mean, not too many projects going on. But I did buy some more yarn for summer tops. The latest issue of Pom Pom had some really nice striped summer tops, and there were 2 that I had my eye on, and both used, I think, VK weight yarn. So I got some. I've never used this brand before. It's Nurturing Fibers, and it's their Eco Cotton. It's a DK weight cotton yarn, and I got it in 2 colors. And I think these will look nice striped. So if you're doing stripes, the contrast isn't as important as when you're doing stranded color work. And the colorways are Watershed and Mist, and I have 3 of each of them. This is 100% cotton, and it has 125 meters per 50 gram skeins. So I'm gonna pick one of the patterns that I liked and start knitting a top out of these after I finish the linen top. So this might be something that I will take as travel knitting, because I think both of the tops that I'm now thinking of were garter stitched, so they should be easy enough to have as my on-the-go knitting. If the weather is really nice, there are outside tables like in the Jyväskylä Knit Fest area, and it'll be really nice to just sit down there and do some knitting while talking to people. So 3 skeins of Mist and 3 skeins of Watershed. Now these are both 50 gram skeins, but it's quite odd that the Mist skeins are always taller. I haven't weighed these, I just noticed that. Anyways, yeah, so that's what I've been working on and what I'm going to be working on soon. So I'm probably not going to be adding a lot to my stash at the Knit Fest. I'm more just going there to meet people. I'm attending to lectures to learn new things, and yeah, I'm gonna have a very thorough browse of all their vendors there, but yeah, mostly just to see what's available, what's there. Who knows, if something completely steals my heart, then I'll probably get it. Trying not to buy any single skeins of stock yarn, because I just did like an audit of my stash and I have plenty. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at who's going to be vending, so I haven't really made a shopping list. I'm just going to go there, see what's what. I'll be there from Friday to Sunday, so I'll have plenty of time to make my plans and execute them. Do come and say hi if you're at the Knit Fest and you see me there. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to say hi. So that's everything this time. I'll probably see you, well, there's the vlog coming, but I'll probably see you in another podcast episode towards the end of July, just because of the school holidays and my vacation as well. But until then, happy knitting. Thanks for watching. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and you can leave comments and questions down below. I love to hear from you. Thanks so much. Bye.